Hey friends, okay, this video is specifically for friends, people that I have met in the past, let's say 5, 10, or 20 years. This video is about what we might have spoken about when we first met or knew each other for a little while in the earlier stages of the evolution of this project, SOLARSONIC and SOLARSONIC Streaming. Or if you've known me long enough to know all the way back to those days of electro, that's eclectic electronics everywhere. And before there was Instagram, I was already working on this hashtag technomadic. SOLARSONIC Streaming has been one big crazy experiment, and everybody's like, well, why aren't you making money? You told me 10 years ago you're going to be a mobile internet radio station. Yeah. But then it evolved. Before we could get that off the ground, it was mobile internet radio station with video. But then it was also mobile internet radio station with video that was itself a mobile sound system. So a mobile sound system, streaming system, internet radio station with video, two-way. The telepathy capability of such things in terms of the themes. What are the actual things that are broadcasted? Is it music? Is it more DJ sets and some interviews and commentary, or maybe pop-up flash parties, or man on the street interviews, or ecstatic dance? There's lots of things, a mobile, multimedia, audiovisual, transmitting, and maybe interactive station identification could be. And then to propose to run the whole thing off of solar power, how wacky! So that experiment has been me for a number of years. And at the same time, as people say, oh, so it's all about partying. Well, no, it's about radio stations that deliver news every bit as much as music, but not dry news and not always bad news, like actually have news correspondents out there going to find out good things that are happening. And not just like somebody's won a lottery, but more like a community has solved a problem, and look at this and it's exemplary. And you can learn from this and take that and transfer that over to your own community, and it's open source, potentially free, like sustainability of solar powered. Streaming, so solar and sonic and streaming soon became the ideas of free energy, free speech, and broadcasted beats. And the combination of all of these, circa a few years ago, seemed perfect, and we were intent on going for just this, specifically this. And this is what the project was then, and still is. But on top of it, and the reason I'm speaking to you, friend, who we haven't spoken about this project in oh so long, and it didn't get off the ground back then. Why would it get off the ground now? Now, we've integrated more of the philosophy, the original idea of freedom of sorts, and that's hashtag technomadic. Thanks to the technology, we can travel the world, supposedly. Is there sustainability? And so what, you and your path, your trajectory, so what, individually? But to inspire communities to use these technologies with better intention, more freedom, more free distribution, not so many barriers to entry, and not just all about me, social media, iPhone, iTunes, YouTube, WeWork, the internet, and commerciality. And now the information age is turning into the disinformation age, and we can thank a pandemic for that. We can thank a very controversial election where the media had shaped some of the trajectories and hid some things about some candidates and exaggerated some things about other candidates. And the populace really couldn't get all the information they needed. They voted a certain way. And then the wolf in sheep's clothing thing of our international governmental systems. It's all such a mess. It's all such politics. It's all such corruption. It's all such outdated anti-evolution food chain capitalism and the socialism, redistribution, and the elite who want to control all of this at the expense of you and you and you, top-down fascism, Antifa. Wow. If we're going to be proposing some kind of media entity or continuation of an experiment about the medium is the message, Marshall McLuhan back in the day, I say SOLARSONIC Streaming as a nonprofit organization where freedom is the medium and the message. So worldwide pandemic, misinformation, controversy, people getting shut down for having an opinion. We need the more opinions to gather together. Open source, fact checking, and content moderation can happen more automatically when there's an intent online community that understands our human experience, emergency capability to solve these problems without crippling some people at the expense of other people and other people profiteering. Transparency, because democracy dies in darkness. I believe Martin Luther King was quoted saying, democracy dies in darkness, and SOLARSONIC Streaming aims to shine some light on our best human capabilities. We want to be the most super optimistic social experiment of media. We want to be the most sustainable and transparent, decentralized media experiment. We want it to be the perfect synthesis of optimism, productivity, and entertainment that our level of human evolution is capable of now. If we could just remove the ever-present commerciality and competition and think more in terms of cooperation, collaboration, contributions, and don't be afraid that your contributions are going to be stolen from you and somebody else is going to profiteer from it. That's why it needs to be a nonprofit organization. That's why we're wanting to update friends, those of you of why we've been so silent recently. It's been a lot of soul searching. Do I really think the world needs it? Absolutely. Do I really think the world would respond to it favorably and it stands any kind of chance of success? Possibly. Do I feel like going on the record today and just saying, I know it's been a long time since we spoke, and this is my one-way conversation with you? Well, I don't want it to be one way. I'd love to have a 30-minute reply from you. And if you want me to take that bit of media from you and interweave it into a show and you're participating and we answer each other's questions, maybe offline or online in real time, SOLARSONIC Streaming, the capabilities are here. It's just a lot for one person to configure and keep all of those juggled balls in the air at the same time. That's multimedia. And then you make it mobile multimedia and then self-financed and having to have another job at the same time, helping people with their Macs from a distance, from a different time zone. My sleep gets compromised at times, so many things on my mind. I want to be free to be the MC, one MC. I want to be on the board of directors, just one person on a big international board of directors for this nonprofit organization. I want to decentralize and I want to open up the topics in the most super optimistic organization our world could ever see. So nonprofit in that people can contribute if they believe in the concept, they can send a little bit of funds that way, and then transparently they can see every dime that is spent, every amount that came in, every contribution that someone gave, if they want to put their name on it, especially if they contribute things other than cash, like well thought out gifts of different media tools, vehicles, or properties to be able to use for residencies for tech nomads and philosophers and people on sabbatical, people that would build and make that property better, not just to sit there and loot from the whole thing and get a freebie and then rap about how great it was, how you took advantage of the system, you stole something from another person. We have real warped forms of compensation for our current crop of artists, like the bombast and the flash and those who are more fly than us, and those who are more wise, streetwise than us, and those who know how to capitalize much better than us. They're the ones at the top of the popularity contest. Maybe they were the coolest kids in school too. Well, I want to meet some of the people who are more reserved, perhaps, and they think about sustainability and resourcefulness and collaboration, cooperation, the proliferation of better ideas that have these exponential synergetic capabilities. Synergy where the sum is so much more plentiful than the individual means. The media, the ideas combined and crossed over solar and the idea of sonic. And with those ideas of sonic comes all different thoughts of what is being communicated. Is it particularly music, just stripped down rhythms? Is it just random barks of some species of woodland creature? Is it words that we could decipher? Is it sentences and paragraphs? Is it a work of art? Is it a manifesto? Is it just random poetry? Is it a program? Is it programming? Sonic, sound waves. So solar, the sun, the energy source of everything. Sonic, our capability to communicate, and streaming, our state-of-the-art interactivity, hopeful evolution, next level SOLARSONIC streaming. That's what I've been formulating for all these years since you've last seen me. That's why I haven't been able to have the time to get out there and go to every party. That's where I wanted to get my ducks in a row before I put my name on something, but my name would be anonymously, semi-anonymously, EKG Electro Greg. Thanking you for listening to this whole thing. Thanking you for any feedback in such ways. Thanking you for any hands-on tips, tricks, contributions, or future meetups where we can discuss such things. And from here in Thailand and soon contemplating back to LA, am I ready to go back to LA? Is LA ready for me? Or am I just having to take care of menial tasks when I go back? Menial tasks of a van that should be optimized for use in Los Angeles, and catching those solar rays and turning them into sound waves with the electrical or eclectic or electro equation up to the next level of multimedia. And the freedom is the medium and the message. Marshall McLuhan, free energy, free speech, and broadcasted beats. SOLARSONIC streaming, back to life, back to reality. Thank you. I don't know how many years it's been since we spoke. I'm trailing off. I'm signing off. Thank you again. Full respect. Write it all down and ask me what the hell I meant by all of that. Thanks for listening. Over and out.
Isn't it funny?
Do you believe in reincarnation?